full moon's coming up here in Pennsylvania, and I'd say it's about 28 Fahrenheit outside tonight. Maybe it's up to about 40 in the studio. It takes a while for things to warm up in here, even after I get a fire going. So this painting is what for me is a really interesting point. Not that I like it or anything like that. My paintings always go through some kind of a progression where at one point I really, really hate it. And then the goal is to get it to a point where I can just kind of accept it. But what's interesting to me about it at this point is that I don't know where I'm going with it. And that's always, an interesting time. I had a really good writer friend. He was one of those artists that I mentioned passed away. His name was Len Roberts. He was a poet. And I learned a lot from him, not so much about writing poetry, because that's not my thing. I write fiction and nonfiction. But he taught me about work ethic. And he was one of the most consistent and diligent workers I'd ever known. And just as a role model, these are tornadoes here in Illinois. And anyway, he always talked about getting to a point in writing a poem that he didn't know where it was going. And that was to him the most interesting and exciting part. And now I get that. These snapshots, some of them are snapshots, some of them are studio portraits. These are going to go on that painting at some point. So, if there's anything to be learned from this, it's about getting to a point where you're creating something and you don't know where the hell it's going. And that's a pretty interesting time. Okay, peace out.